Hi and welcome to Select 10. In this video, we are going to count down the top 10 most watched Netflix shows of 2021. And remember that this viewing numbers is only of their first month of release and it can change in future updates. Also watch full video to avoid missing any series from this list. Now let's start the video. On number 10. Ginny and Georgia.
That is Ginny's mom. I know.
It is one of the most popular comedy drama series of 2021, and it has got 52 million views in its first month. The series follows Ginny Miller, a 15-year-old who is more mature than her 30-year-old mother, Georgia. Hoping for new fresh start, Georgia decides to settle down with her daughter Ginny and son Austin to give them a better life than she had. But when Georgia's past threatens her and her family's new way of life, Georgia will do anything to protect her family. And if you like feel-good, light-hearted comedies, then you will love this show. On number 9. Lupin.
You know the handcuff trick?
The handcuff what?
Well, now you do.
It is a French mystery thriller series created by George K. and Francois Ozon. The first season of this series was watched by 70 million households during its first month, becoming the most watched non-English series on Netflix. Whereas second season is watched by 54 million people. The story follows professional thief Hassan Diop, the son of Boubacar, who had come to France to seek a better life for his child. But Hassan's father gets framed for the theft of an expensive diamond necklace by his employer, the wealthy and powerful Hubert Pellegrini, and hangs himself in his prison cell out of shame. 25 years later, inspired by a book about gentleman thief Arsène Lupin, Hassan sets out to get revenge on the Pellegrini family, using his mastery of thievery to expose Hubert's crimes. On number 8. Sex Education.
Listen up, everyone. We're all gonna die.
Come on!
Season 3 was released in September 2021, and like before two seasons, third season is also a smashing hit and has earned 55 million views in its first month. The series follows socially awkward high school student, Otis, who may not have much experience in the lovemaking department, but he gets good guidance on the topic from his mom Jean, who is a sex therapist. Being surrounded by manuals, videos, and tediously open conversations about sex, Otis has become a reluctant expert on the subject. When his classmates learn about his home life, Otis decides to use his insider knowledge to improve his status at school, and he teams with a girl he has crush on, Neve, to set up an underground sex therapy clinic to deal with their classmates' problems. On number 7. Shadow and Bone. It is one of the best fantasy show of 2021, based on two series of books in the Grisha verse, created by American author Leigh Bardugo. And the season 1 of this series has got 55 million views in its first month. The story follows the Shadow Fold, a strip of impenetrable darkness, crawling with monsters that feast on human flesh, which is slowly destroying the once great nation of Ravka. And there are people called Grisha who can practice the small science, and they are trained for the Second Army, led by General Kirigan, who has spent his life searching for a Grisha who can summon light. The only person who could destroy the Shadow Fold. And Alina Starkov, a map maker, turns out to be such a Grisha, and there are people who wants her dead before she realizes her power. On number 6. Fate the WINX Saga. It is a teen drama fantasy series based on the animated show, WINX Club. The first season of this show has got 57 million views in its first month, making it as one of the most watched teen drama series of this year. The story follows Bloom, a fairy with fire powers, who enrolls at a magical boarding college in the other world called Alphea, where she shares a room with other 4 fairies, Stella, Aisha, Tara, and Musa. Now with the help of her 4 new friends, Bloom starts to learn more about her past. Meanwhile, an ancient creatures called the Burned Ones return to the other world and threaten everyone at Alphea. Now Bloom and her friends must learn to master their magical powers to stop the monsters that threaten their very existence. On number 5. Sweet Tooth. It is one of the best post-apocalyptic series of 2021, based on the comic book of the same name. The season 1 of this series is watched by 65 million people in its first month. The story follows a 9-year-old boy Gus, the first of a new breed of human-animal hybrid that appeared after an apocalyptic pandemic of an unknown virus. Raised alone by his religious father in a forest preserve in Nebraska, he decides to leave his forest home with Jeopard after his father dies of an unknown illness. When Gus stepped out of his secluded home in search of the truth about his missing mother, Birdie, and the world beyond the forest, he learns that there is a group of people trying to kill the hybrids. Now together Gus and Jeopard set out on an extraordinary adventure across what's left of America in search of answers about Gus' origins and Jeopard's past. On number 4. We have Sex Life. After hearing the name of this series, you can probably guess why it was watched by 67 million people in its first month. Well, yes, it has many romantic scenes, but it has good story too. The series follow Billie Connolly, a former Columbia University student, mother of 2, and housewife, who remembering the exciting life she had with her ex-boyfriend Brad. Billie realizes she is unsatisfied with her glossy life, particularly the sexual side of it, which has become routine. But when Billie starts to write her memories of her tempting relationship with ex-boyfriend into a sex diary, which she leaves open on her laptop for her husband to see. At first, it injects a bit of spark into their marriage, but later things gets complicated in her married life. On number 3. MAID. The series is inspired by Stephanie Land's memoir, MAID, Hard Work, Low Pay, and a Mother's Will to Survive. The first season of this heartwarming story of a mother and daughter love has got 67 million views in its first month. The story follows a single mother, Alex, who runs away from abusive relationship and finds a job of cleaning houses as she fights to provide for her child Maddie and build them a better future. Told primarily through a mother point of view, MAID is beautiful, alive, gritty, and inspiring exploration of poverty in America. On number 2. Money Heist. Without a doubt, it is one of the most popular show of all time, and it is nothing but a phenomenon among fans. With Season 5 Volume 2 released in December 3rd, the Season 5 Part 1 of this series was watched by 69 million people in its first month of release. And Season 5 Part 2 statistics not yet released. The story is set in Madrid, where a mysterious man known as the Professor recruits a group of 8 people to carry out an ambitious plan that involves entering the Royal Mint of Spain and escaping with 984 million euros. After taking 67 people hostage inside the mint, the team plans to remain inside for 11 days to print the money as they deal with elite police forces. On number 1. Squid Game. This series shocked the world overnight and became the most watched show ever on Netflix. The first season of this series has been watched by 142 million people during its first month of release. This is an epic Korean survival drama which tells the story of a group of 456 desperate contestants who receives a mysterious invitation and agree to participate in a deadly competition for the chance to win the kind of money that could change their lives forever. The only way to win the game is to survive it, and most competitors are killed along the way. That's it for today, thanks for watching this video. And do subscribe my channel for new updates.